I think Micha's legacy in many ways might be that long after she's left any space or any organization, or even, God forbid, at one point, whenever it is, this earth, she's the kind of presence that you can't forget, you won't be able to leave behind. She's such a part of us. Her inspiration, the level in that she invests in her relationships as a mentor, as a friend, as a leader, and I don't know how many people really have that level of legacy, that their presence is so strong that it lasts long after they've left any room or any organization. It is an unchangeable movement. It's so dynamic that it can't be undone. And I think that's a big part of how Micha operates in the world, and what's important to her is that she's able to effectuate that level of change that not only maintains and lasts and survives, but almost like a snowball grows as if she was still there. And it's truly magic.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kelly. All right, I'm rolling. Can you say your name?
Kelly Henker.
And let's start with that origin story. How did you guys meet? What was it like?
So we were in Mexico, women's retreat, of course.
Can you say me and Micha?
Oh, sure. Micha and I were in Mexico at a women's retreat, and this is a woman who I had looked up to for years. Somebody that she was everything you could want in a mentor, in a woman to look up to as a woman lawyer, but also as a human being. And I just thought, this is somebody one day I want to be friends with and get to know. And as we were standing around, literally checking into the hotel, she had the humility and the generosity to come up to me and say, "Hi, are you Kelly?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "I've heard so much about you, I'd love to get to know you." And as a woman, there's so many moments where we are surprised that somebody knows us or sees us. And Micha has always been one of those people that has always seen me. And I was so humbled by that experience for her to reach out and to say, "I'd really like to get to know you." And it's something that I think about so often in terms of how I show up as a leader and as a mentor. That level of generosity and kindness and vulnerability to reach out, it can be hard for us to access sometimes. And that is literally the essence of Micha. Her ability to tap into this endless well of vulnerability and kindness and generosity in ways that, the world is sort of bearing down on us all right now, and yet her well is still full. And she is still showing up in those ways in all the rooms she's in, and still able to connect with folks and to inspire them and to lift them up and to offer them a sense of not just humor, as anybody who knows Micha, but also a sense of connection, a sense of safety, a sense that everything is going to be okay, even when we know nothing is okay, and as if we already have the game plan for how we're going to fight it and how we're going to get through it. And those words are pretty intentional in the sense that Micha has always taken up fights. And I really relate to that in the sense that it's not always easy to find women to look up to who are courageous enough, willing to put themselves on the line, because there's so often that we have to make smart choices about our decisions, about the brave moves that we make. And I was raised a little bit differently. My parents really always enabled me to take those brave, courageous choices. And so having somebody like Micha to be able to connect with and to know that even if I'm taking those brave, courageous choices, that I will also be safe, that being me is okay, and that we can fight these fights together, knowing that she will always be fighting. And that gives me just such a sense of ability to persist and to move on and to renew my well, to restore. If ever there's a moment where it feels like I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to, sort of guard up for this next fight, I know I can always call on her and have the conversation and know that she's going to, with humor and love and levity, get me right back on course and basically say, we got this, bitch, we got this.
Nice. Could you slide your microphone down a little bit?
Yes. Where?
Just towards your button. Yeah, like right there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. You can go a little bit higher. Yeah.
I'll take a little bit of water.
Yeah. And then try to scoot it in a little bit more. Like
The microphone?
Yeah, have it like flush. Yeah, like that,
Like that?
yeah, perfect, yeah. So then you said that you looked up to her. Would you consider a mentor, and if so, why?
Yeah, absolutely. Micha is a mentor to me. I have found that there are very different kinds of courage and very different kinds of bravery. Micha has the kind of courage and bravery that makes me feel like I can keep being me and makes me feel like I can keep making the choices that feel innate and authentic to myself, but there aren't always lots of models for that. Again, women just don't necessarily have that safety still nowadays with all the progress that we've been able to achieve. And obviously that's one of the reasons why we connect, is that she's a change maker. I'm a change maker. We want to make change. And there's not always a lot of opportunity to find folks that are willing to put themselves out there and to take really, really hard risks and know that they are going to be okay, and to embody that level of courage and bravery, but at the same time, it's a vision. It's a vision that she has and I have, and we connect over together. And so one of the things I really love about her is not that she was a mentor. That was always something I wanted. I knew if I was lucky enough to have her as a mentor, that would be an incredibly nourishing and fulfilling experience for me. But it was also this beautiful, natural, organic process of just becoming really close friends and having her humor and our late nights and our conversations and text messages back and forth, just kind of making light of everything, because I think that's one thing we really bond over is, when the shit's hitting the fan, it's like you've got to laugh. You've got to be able to know that it's all insanity. And so, yeah, I have a lot of amazing female friends that are mentors, but what's different about Micha that way as a mentor is the way in which she embodies that spirit. It's like a forging path, and she doesn't even always know where she's going or exactly where she'll be guided, but I know that she will be going there, and I know that I can always be inspired to watch whatever her next steps are, and to be so encouraged that I can keep envisioning too, that I can keep figuring out where are the next steps that I want to go. And for a lot of us, we struggle to maintain vision. We struggle to have those things. Micha has that in spades. I mean, that is another endless well, and I feel really grateful for that with her.
Is there any, and I guess before we close, is there any specific mentoring moments or anecdotes?
Okay, let me think about that for a sec. Can I talk more generally and not just specifically about me?
Yeah,
more generally about her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So another thing that I really love about Micha and how she shows up as a mentor and embodies the spirit is the way in which she shows other women. Not necessarily tells, not necessarily verbally guides, but shows up and embodies and exhibits a certain level of fierceness, and it's a spirit that very few of us can really hold onto at all times, that it is just a part of who she is, maybe part of her background and all of her beautiful story and where she's come from. But that level of being a permissionary for so many other women, when she can do all the things she's doing, like with the Leadership Academy, and how she is very intentionally setting forth the paths for these women, but also showing up in her presence, in the way that she's speaking, in the way that she is guiding them so much energetically, not necessarily telling them what to do, so that they can find their own ways. Just like she's such a unique, beautiful soul, and she has this unbelievable ability to foster all these other unique, beautiful souls, and she sees them and she says, I see you, you know, let me help lift you up, let me help guide you, but in your way, in the way that is authentic for you. And I think we need more mentors and women like that don't tell us who we need to be or how we need to show up, but tell us, you are amazing on your own. What can I do to support you?